The most weirdest one that I feel like I should probably talk about a decent amount, but no, no more than that. So what the fuck is even Outbreak? Well, so what the fuck even is Outbreak, you might ask? Well, Outbreak is one of those modes that is very odd, to say the least. It is a mode that a lot of people don't see as what zombies could be, but not what it can be. So, Outbreak is basically 6 maps rolled into one. And I feel like to get a decent grasp of it, I feel like I should kind of talk the history of behind Outbreak. So, Outbreak, I believe, came out halfway through Season 2. I believe. Hold up. I believe it came out in the later, the season, Outbreak Season 2, I think sometime between halfway through Season 2, I believe. I think, like, the Reloaded part, which is basically halfway through the season, that's when it came out. But when it came out, there was 3 things. There was 3 maps, and I believe, like, 5 objectives, I think. If I'm not mistaken on that. I should probably actually go online for this quick. Yeah, so, like, the second half of when it came out. So one Outbreak, no, not Season 3, I know that for a fact. Halfway through Season 2, like the Reloaded, I think. And when it did came out, it added a couple of challenges, but the big one is a new Dark Ops challenge called Breakthrough, complete 10 objectives in Outbreak in an exfil. And that was kind of where Outbreak kind of stand for a long-ass while. No, it came out at the end of Season 1. That's when Firebase came out, not the end of Season 2. So Breakthrough was basically the main Easter egg of Outbreak. It was basically a Nocturne Tolent, like when it came out. No Easter eggs, nothing in that sense. Just this, and then like a few random calling cards of it. Like, I think in Battle Hard, I think maybe. It added some new challenges, like some Outbreak ones and just some other ones like Full House and just kind of random ass shit, really. Just kind of random calling cards, and that's kind of the main reason why a lot of people did do Outbreak. But not until, I believe, halfway through Season 3, I think, when Season 3 Reloaded came out, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Outbreak added an Easter egg. Probably one of the more difficult ones on the end. I'm not gonna lie about that. It was probably one of the most difficult Easter eggs in Cold War, hands down, just because it was a very easy Easter egg, but such a hard ending for an Easter egg. Like, with the missile silo step and the actual fucking boss. I did it, eventually. Took me a few tries. And if you basically want a very nutshell version of how to do it, just fucking amps. Like, literally just this build is like what I fucking use from them. Like, that's all you really need from it is literally just fucking, amps. And this is, like, the exact build I use for it. Not the exact one, but pretty close to this type of build. It's, like, not perfect. Wait, no, hold up. To this build here. This is probably the build that you really want for Outbreak. I'm not kidding when I say that these things are fucking overpowered. Overpowered for the fucking boss in Outbreak. And I feel like I should mention this. This was the time that Howard was fucking discovered and shown how broken it was. Howard became so mainstream probably once Outbreak did come out. This is the build that you would probably been using or seeing someone use, like change V-Choke from something else, or Marathon Pad, or the handle. But it's always Satch Force and A-Round Mag, no matter what. Because it barely does anything. Tatch Force barely minus anything, shockingly enough. And then, like, it's better to run this, but I just prefer V-Choke. This was really the time where Howard was fucking shining like the stars. I guess. And also, when the first Easter egg came out, the M16 of all weapons shone some light within this as well. I don't have the best build, but it's basically just kind of the same thing. Like, Marathon Pad, like, any optic that you really want, highest mag, fastest mag, Tatch Force, and just kind of shit like that. So that was the first Easter egg, and for that Easter egg, you gotten a calling card for doing that Easter egg, which is called Razanoff in things, so there is that. Basically just a harder exfil. Basically just fucking doing an exfil, but super hard. It's not that, like once you get it down, you fucking get it down, and it's like the most easiest fucking shit ever. Then Season 4 came along. They added another Easter egg. Now, mind you, in this process, we've gotten 3 new maps for Outbreak, I believe. Yeah, 3 new maps for Outbreak. 1 new objective, only 1 new objective, and 2 Easter eggs for 1 single mode. Which not a lot of people liked. And that's not even scraping the fucking surface of Outbreak. For completing that second Easter egg, which is very oddly, you get entrapment. So that's that Easter egg. This Easter egg is more like an actual Easter egg, and in my opinion has a more harder Easter egg than this one. This one is like very straightforward. You just do radio, and then you just do monkey on round 4 and 3, and then you're basically done. This one you have to go through a red portal, and then you gotta go to a helicopter, you gotta play a radio, you gotta bring... I'll get to that. I'm talking about everything about Outbreak, what they changed and shit like that. Like, they literally changed a shit ton about Outbreak. Like, they did so much. You grab the red portal, you bring it to a rover, which was on the bridge at Sanitarium, but also the red portal does not spawn on Sanitarium, so that was very unlucky. So good luck for that. Then once you do the red portal, you get a thing, you go call Razanoff, and then you do that, and then you get capped, and then you go to Sanitarium, you bring the monkey over, and then you go through an escort part, then you go to a chopper, and then you kill an Orda, and then you exfil. All that for this calling card. Was it worth it? Yes. But besides all of that, Outbreak was such a weird mode. Like, it was the only mode, I mean, the only zombie thing that we got in between... It was the only mode that we got in between, like, the 8 to 9 month span until Malder Tone came out. I'm not kidding when I'm saying that. Mauder Toen took like 8 to 3 months to come out. And in that time, we got in Juga, Sanitarium, and Zoo. We got 1 new objective, 2 Easter eggs, and plus all of that for 1 new zombies map. And this game is not even fully done yet. I'll get to that. Jesus Christ, why the fuck does that look so bad? But... Oh yeah, also, new side objectives, but I'll get to that here. Outbreak was such a weird mode at launch. Like, if there was a mode for people confused and not fully understanding of the zombies thing, not a lot of pro players liked it, but a lot of people did see the joy in Outbreak and, like, know the fact that they were spending way too much time on it, but somehow they actually made it somewhat kind of worked in a way. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to basically review not every single part of Outbreak, because that will literally take me a century and a half to do, and my voice can probably not do that. But I am probably going to give a nutshell version of every single map on this. So let's hope my sanity last. So, the 3 that you started out with were Gulova, Alpine, and Ruka. Basically, town, forest, and snow. Now, these maps were all actually multiplayer maps. They were Fireteam maps when this game first came out. So, basically, it's just zombies but Warzone. Out of one that you played, probably my favorite was Alpine at the time, just because, like, it was just the most funnest way to get around in a map, and the parachuting was very fun, and yes, they added parachuting. So, let's load into a match of this, and I can talk about this a bit more. They also, I believe there's one friendly. Basically, the loadout that you see a lot of people run in this is going to be one of 3 weapons for this, like, entire storyline of Outbreak, with 3 weapons. The Howler at the start, and still the Howler to this day, funny enough. The M16, which is the second newest, which is the second weapon that a lot of people grew into, and then the amp was where people figure out how the fuck to kill the fucking boss. No, I'm not going to do a full Easter egg. Howler, amp, and M16, yeah. Those were basically the 3 starting weapons that you see decent, like, I mean, not decent, most players, if not all players, start with. If not, they're doing one or 2 things. Or they're doing camos, because Outbreak, funny enough, is the most longest. Perfect. Is one of the most longest modes for doing shit. Now there is a couple of things that you need to know. They have changed so many shit with Outbreak. Like, so much shit in the span of Outbreak. Like, I would probably not be able to go over every single fucking detail. But basically the normal mechanics are, like, zombies through and through, and to move on the round, you gotta do these objectives. But there's 6 of them. Secure, retrieve, defend, hold out. Wait, hold up. Defend, retrieve, hold out. What's this one? Escort, escort, and then secure. So there's been 6 so far, and there's 6 maps to go with them. So basically, a normal rotation is literally one objective on every single map, and then the same objective like through and through. I think every single time. Nice. They added a few side objective things. They added the jump scare. Like, there's not a lot of Easter egg type things if you don't count these as Easter eggs. Now, the first one I'm going to is, I like to call Most Wanted, I think. Which basically, you play a message.
Get the payback for us, would you? Picking up enemy contacts near you. Hunt them down.
And literally any elite spawn. Oh, also this introduces Tempest and Panzers. Basically, they're not called Panzers, but people just call them fucking Panzers. This was basically everything up to Firebase Z's. Up to that point, it put everything crammed into one thing. And you get a random perk from it. So, a lot of these things are worth it to go for. I'm not gonna go for that. Yeah, I'm not gonna go for a lot of intel. If there is one thing that they have added to this, is that they added a shit ton amount of intel. Like, out of everything, like, out of the 3 maps combined, I would say that Outbreak probably has the most intel. Like, not, like, location, spawn, and that, but in general, I think Outbreak outperforms both maps at that time. Maybe not all with Mouter Tone, but maybe. Next objective I'm going to is Golden Chest. Now, Golden Chest is probably the most basic, but probably the most rewarding one out of them all, in my opinion. It basically spawned in this gold chest thing with a bunch of stuff. Also, chests are basically just better reward. I mean, basically scrap and armor chances and weapon chances in Cold War. So, like, scrap and shit like that can spawn from them. I am going to say that at launch, Outbreak ramps up so fast. Like, probably the most fastest mode from round 1 and then on for zombies, literally everything. But you also have a chance for weapons and shit like that. I don't have anything. Oh wow, it does save the mods. It doesn't save the... So it is possible to get diamond on here. Wait. Ha! I beat your system game. Ha! I get my cool hour now. Also, fun fact. The reason why I'm mostly playing in local is so I don't have to go through 6 rounds of this. And also, I can talk to you about each map. Kind of. I might do that. Elite spawn. They drop weapons and shit. The box is here. The box does what box does. My only complaint about it is that there's only 3 locations instead of, like, 16. Like, that's kind of a lot of people's main problem with this that I have seen and heard from people, is that it's have way less zombie content, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, there's Pack-a-Punch box and shit like that, but people want like, more kind of different stuff than, like, basically all, like, a lot. Oh, wow, I don't have enough for that. That's decently shocking. like, a lot of complaints that you hear from people is that, like, oh yeah, they didn't put enough time into it, or they put way too much time in it and shit like that. I know there is more shit to do on maps, I know. I'm gonna do this first wave here quick, and then probably talk to you more about everything. Because dear God, my voice is dying. So this is Dragon, basically Dragon, but you're able to kill a lot more things, is able to eat a lot more things. It's basically golden chest, but if it costs 500 and a chance to get it. Yeah, that's kind of my main problem with this. It's just that this is the worst one in my opinion. Yeah, they want more, like, zombie stuff. Like, they want more side Easter eggs and shit like that than, like, what we did got. But I feel like what we did got... Fair point. But, like what we did got is, not... It's, like, more of, like, content that's different and new, I think. Like, they added so much shit to this. This would be so much more than, like, actually talking about everything. But I'm actually pretty glad with the things that we did get. Because I just got all the base ones. And plus, if you fill up the chest entirely, you get a golden chest. So it's basically, like, the same chances as the other golden chest, but just... I guess a bit better, I guess, I think. I don't know the actual statistics of shit. Like, if you see, like, most people only just do this. Yes, Black Tier Howard, yes, my favorite tier. Like, I totally agree with that statement. Like, there's not a whole lot of, like, actual, like, what made zombies. Like, actual zombies. Like, there's... The only thing that people, like, really achieved from this was... This is literally the only thing to really achieve is just other chests, like, if you explore the map. Like, I'm not saying that having just chests or, like, weapons and stuff is a bad thing, but I feel like this game... I know I already said this in video once, but this mode is just such bad job at showing off what could be Outbreak, but also how non-rewarding it feels. Like, take, for example, like that chest there. That's 9 times out of 10, like, majority of chest. There's 4 sizes. Yeah. Like, I don't think that they need, like, more, like, objectives type things. Like, yeah, they definitely need, like, more objectives if they're gonna release, like, more maps and shit. Like, I feel like objectives should outpace maps by, like, 2. So, like, introduce, like, 2 new objectives, and then introduce, like, a new map, introduce a new objective, new map. Like, I'm going to guess that we're probably gonna, with the last 2 seasons, probably get 2 to 3 more Outbreak maps. And then at least 2 more objectives, I would had to guess. Also, this is escort. It's basically in the title name what he had to do. A lot of them are like simple, like secure. It's secure. It's like, oh yeah, you need to secure 2 rockets by filling them up with souls. Like Outbreak is dumbly broken. Like, I didn't get super lucky with how shit pan out, but like you're able to get like a gold weapon on like round 2. Yeah. Oh yeah, they nerfed money down a lot because of how big maps are, which doesn't make sense to me in the slightest. Because like objectives give you so much money in like the late round, like I'm not kidding. Like it like times itself by like 5,000 like every time or something. Double points is broken in this mode as well if you get it at the right time. A lot of this shit is luck base, but like I feel like the luck is decently possible, I guess I kind of want to put it. Like I don't think it's bad or good or anything like that. Like I personally think that Outbreak is a fine enough mode. Does it deserve all the shit that it did get? No. Like a lot of people are like, oh my god, stop adding maps and shit to Outbreak. If they had like a map like once in a while, like the last map that we got was Zoo, but that was at the beginning of the season. But we got a new fucking Easter egg with that. Just kind of want to point that out to people. That we got a new East, like I feel like Mouter Tone is definitely not the wait. I feel like people just need to really open up to Outbreak, and like I can understand like why people think that it's boring and shit like that, but like again, Outbreak is such a fun mode with friends. Like a full squad of this, granted it is annoying. Like I say until like round 3 is like where it becomes like such a fun time. Like going for like a round like set 8 exfil. Oh my god, that's so much fun. The setup is definitely boring, but that's with most maps. That's with most maps. Like, I'm gonna say it, I don't think Mouter Tone was definitely worth the wait. If like it came out like 3 months ago, then yeah. But if it came out like it had 8 months to fill. Also, there's fishing.
Stay on it, team. We need a viable breach point.
I'm gonna say it. I don't think Wall of... I don't think it's a bad mode. I don't think that it's a bad map. No, I don't think Mouter Tone is a bad map. But with how much time they had with it, yeah. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people, like, fishing's weird. A lot of people say, like, oh yeah, I get such good shit. Like, I got a ray gun from it. The best thing I probably got is, like, a fucking perk out of it. But that's, like, the same thing with Crystal. Like, again, it matches literally everything from Cold War into one mode. Do I think the mode's bad? No, I don't think the mode's bad. I think it's dumbly broken.
Rover has crossed the threshold. Great, do you have a signal?
Affirmative. Escort successful. We are receiving now.
I'm not saying that it's a bad map. I'm not saying it's worth the wait. That is what I am saying about it. I'm gonna see if I can get anything cool.
This is the good stuff. This SMG's coming with me. Just give me what you got.
PP. Magnum ice cream. They added vehicles. That's pretty cool. And that's kind of... They added vehicles. Like, I don't think that Outbreak is what Cold War needed. Do I think it's a fun mode? Yes. They also added exfilling.
Chopper en route for extraction. Good work out there.
I feel like the thing that people really should learn from this is that this is not a bad mode. Do people need to love this mode? No. Do people need to understand that they put way too much time into this mode, which was kind of a failure? Yes. Do they need... And that's what I personally feel like with Outbreak. They're probably not going to do too much besides add new maps. Probably add new maps here and there. And I don't think that they need a lot more. I do think that they need like at least 2 more and then like 3 more objectives. Like, I wish everything was like on like a random loop.
Hold up.
I think my opinion on Outbreak now is that it has such an odd, hard Easter egg that it doesn't make a lot of sense how hard it is, and it's a very fun mode. So